Have you ever sat down to create something and your brain just goes blank? Like you want to be creative, but the ideas feel meh. You think, I'm just not a creative person. But what if I told you, you're actually too free to be creative? Sounds weird, right? When you have unlimited options, your brain gets overwhelmed and does nothing. That's where the constraint method comes in. The weird little trick that can turn anyone, even someone who thinks they're not creative at all, into an idea machine. Here's the simplest way to understand it. A constraint is just a limit you put on yourself on purpose. You give yourself rules, boundaries, or restrictions, so your brain is forced to think differently. Think of it like this. If I tell you, draw anything in the world, you'll probably stare at a blank page. But if I say, draw a cat using only 3 straight lines, suddenly your brain activates. It starts figuring out ways to make it happen. You go from, I don't know what to do, to wait, I could try this. That's the magic. When you shrink the playground, your creativity explodes inside it. Picasso, yes, that Picasso, once made an entire art series using only blue paint. Why? Because limiting himself to one color forced him to think about shape, shadow, and emotion in a completely new way. Dr. Seuss wrote Green Eggs and Ham with only 50 different words. He didn't do that because he ran out of vocabulary. He did it to challenge himself, and the result became one of the most famous children's books ever. Or think about Twitter back when it had a 140 character limit. That tiny restriction is what made tweets short, punchy, and addictive. Now here's where it gets personal. One of my most creative videos ever was literally made with a Minecraft dirt block. Yep, just a plain pixelated dirt block. The constraint was, how can I make this boring dirt block feel deep, powerful, and motivational? And because I wasn't allowed to use anything else, my brain had no choice but to turn that one block into a symbol, a metaphor for life. How the things we take for granted often hold everything together. That video hit differently, not because I had the craziest resources, but because I had the tightest limits. If you want to check this video out, I have dropped the link in the description. Here's the science in 6th grader language. Your brain is lazy. If it has 100 roads to choose from, it wastes energy deciding where to go. But if it only has 2 roads, it instantly starts exploring both in creative ways. Constraints work because they take away decision overload and force your brain to solve problems with what it has. Want to try this? Here are 3 doable constraints you can start with. First, one tool challenge. Pick one random object and create a story, photo, or video only around that, like I did with the dirt block. Second, time limit challenge. Give yourself just 10 minutes to come up with and execute an idea. Third, weird rule challenge. Set an unusual rule like, I can only use words that start with the letter B, or I have to shoot my video without showing my face. You'll be shocked how freeing it feels to not have total freedom. Here's the secret no one talks about. Constraints also make your work unique, because when you create under strange rules, no one else is making what you're making. It's why your videos stand out, it's why people watch until the end, and it's why creativity is not about having more, it's about using less in smarter ways. So, the next time you feel stuck, don't give yourself more options, give yourself fewer. Trap your brain inside a little box, and you'll be amazed at what it can build inside it. And if you want to see this method in action, I used it to create one of my wildest motivational videos, mixing Spider-Man and self-growth into one insane concept. Go watch that next.